The ancient forest stood on the outskirts of the small town of Ravenswood, its dense canopy casting eerie shadows even in the light of day. Locals spoke in hushed tones about the Whispering Woods, a place where strange occurrences were said to unfold under the cloak of darkness. The townsfolk avoided the woods at all costs, warning their children to stay far away. Emily Turner, a curious and adventurous teenager, couldn't resist the allure of the forbidden. Whispers of mysterious voices that seemed to call her name teased her imagination, awakening a sense of curiosity that eclipsed any fear she felt. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and red, Emily found herself standing at the edge of the Whispering Woods. The air grew colder as she stepped beneath the gnarled branches, their skeletal fingers reaching out like bony hands ready to grab onto any unsuspecting intruder. The forest floor was carpeted with a thick layer of fallen leaves, each step muffled by the ominous silence that enveloped the woods. Emily's heart pounded in her chest as she ventured deeper into the shadows. Unfazed, she pressed on, drawn by an otherworldly force that seemed to guide her further into the heart of the Whispering Woods. The moon cast an ethereal glow through the twisted branches, creating dancing patterns on the forest floor. Emily's breath caught as she heard a distant whisper, indistinct words carried by an unseen wind. She strained to listen, feeling a strange connection to the eerie voices that seemed to resonate with her very soul. As Emily delved deeper into the heart of the forest, the whispers grew louder, the words becoming more discernible yet cryptic. The trees seemed to close in around her, their twisted forms creating a labyrinth that played tricks on her senses. Panic set in as she realized she was lost, the once familiar path now obscured by an otherworldly maze. With each passing moment, the whispers intensified, weaving a tale of forgotten secrets and ancient curses. Emily's pulse quickened, and a chilling realization crept over her. She was not alone in the Whispering Woods. Something unseen watched her every move, and the shadows seemed to come alive with unseen eyes. The forest seemed to pulse with an eerie energy, and Emily felt a shiver run down her spine. She couldn't shake the feeling that the Whispering Woods held a malevolent presence, and the once enticing adventure now felt like a descent into the unknown. As the whispers reached a crescendo, a cold wind swept through the trees, extinguishing the feeble light of Emily's flashlight. In the suffocating darkness, Emily stood paralyzed, surrounded by the haunting symphony of whispers. The woods held its secrets tightly, and Emily was about to discover that some mysteries were better left untouched. Part 2. The Hunter in the Shadows. As Emily stood in the suffocating darkness of the Whispering Woods, a sudden hush fell over the haunting whispers. The forest seemed to hold its breath, and an unsettling stillness settled upon the air. Panic gripped Emily's chest as an ominous presence lingered in the shadows. In the dim moonlight, she caught a glimpse of movement, a creature with eyes that glowed like cold embers, its silhouette blending seamlessly with the gnarled trees. It moved with an unsettling grace, navigating the labyrinth of branches with an otherworldly precision. Frozen with fear, Emily strained to see more details, but the creature remained elusive, concealed by the inky darkness. A memory flashed in her mind, warnings from park rangers about the dangers that lurked within the Whispering Woods after sunset. They spoke of a malevolent entity, a hunter that emerged in the blackest hours, stalking those who dared to intrude upon its domain. The once reliable device displayed no signal, leaving Emily isolated in the heart of the Whispering Woods. The creature circled closer, its eyes fixated on her like a predator honing in on its prey. Desperation fueled her instincts, and Emily turned to flee, her footsteps echoing through the silent woods. Branches reached out to snag at her clothes, and unseen roots tripped her, but she pressed on, driven by a primal instinct to survive. Emily's heart raced as she realized the direness of her situation, and she fumbled in her pocket for her cell phone. Frantically, she tried to dial for help, but the forest seemed to conspire against her. The creature, however, matched her every move, a malevolent shadow always lurking just beyond her sight. The whispers returned, mocking her attempts to escape, their voices blending with the creature's haunting growls. Emily's breath came in ragged gasps as the pursuit intensified, the forest seemingly conspiring to keep her captive. She stumbled upon a dilapidated structure, hidden within the depths of the woods, a long-forgotten cabin, its windows shattered and doors hanging from rusty hinges. With no other option, Emily barged inside, the creaking door protesting against her intrusion. The air inside was thick with decay, and she could feel the weight of the unseen entity lingering just outside. She pressed her back against the splintered wall, listening as the creatures circled the cabin, its ominous presence palpable. As Emily caught her breath, she realized the gravity of her predicament. The park ranger's warnings echoed in her mind, and she wondered if this creature was the very essence of the malevolence they spoke of. Trapped in the decaying cabin, surrounded by the Whispers and the relentless hunter, Emily knew that surviving the night in the Whispering Woods would be a battle against forces beyond her understanding. Part 3. The Fraying Thread of Dawn. Inside the dilapidated cabin, Emily huddled in the darkness, her breaths shallow and rapid. The haunting whispers outside grew louder, blending with the guttural growls of the creature that circled the decaying structure like a relentless sentinel. Fear gnawed at her insides, but survival instincts kicked in, urging her to find a way out of this nightmare. Time seemed to stretch, each moment feeling like an eternity as Emily waited in the oppressive silence. The cabin's feeble walls offered little solace, and she could hear the creature's claws scraping against the wood, testing its boundaries. The whispers became a symphony of malevolence, urging her to surrender to the impending darkness. With cautious steps, Emily explored the interior of the cabin, searching for any means of escape. Broken furniture and debris cluttered the floor, but her fingers grazed the loose board beneath a tattered rug. With a sense of urgency, she pried it open, revealing a narrow crawl space beneath the cabin. It was a perilous escape route, but desperate times called for desperate measures. Slipping through the cramped space, Emily emerged on the other side, her limbs aching and covered in dust. The creature outside sensed her movement, its growls intensifying. She staggered away from the cabin, pushing through the underbrush with determination, guided only by the faint light of the waning moon. As the night wore on, Emily navigated the treacherous terrain, her senses heightened by the constant threat of the unseen hunter. The whispers persisted, taunting her with each step, but she refused to succumb to the growing darkness. The first hints of dawn painted the horizon in muted hues, casting long shadows that seemed to retreat from the approaching light. With each passing moment, the creature's presence waned, its ethereal form dissipating like morning mist. The oppressive whispers faded into the background, replaced by the sounds of waking birds and rustling leaves. Emily stumbled out of the woods, her body bruised and her spirit battered, but she had survived the night. The townsfolk discovered her on the edge of the Whispering Woods, disheveled and haunted by the horrors she had witnessed. The park rangers, solemn-faced, confirmed the existence of the malevolent entity that lurked within the ancient forest. Emily's harrowing experience became a cautionary tale, a warning whispered in the shadows to those who dared to tempt the secrets of the Whispering Woods. As the first light of dawn bathed the town of Ravenswood, Emily felt a mixture of relief and lingering dread. The woods held mysteries beyond comprehension, and though she had escaped the clutches of the creature, the scars on her soul served as a reminder that some terrors were best left undisturbed in the depths of the Whispering Woods. Epilogue. The Lingering Shadows. In the days that followed her harrowing ordeal in the Whispering Woods, Emily Turner found it challenging to shake off the haunting memories that clung to her like the shadows cast by the ancient trees. The townsfolk avoided her gaze, sensing the residual darkness that lingered in her eyes. Despite her physical recovery, a palpable unease settled upon Ravenswood, the collective acknowledgement that the Whispering Woods held secrets too ominous to be dismissed. Haunted by a relentless curiosity, Emily began researching the history of the mysterious forest. The town's archives yielded fragments of an unsettling past, whispers of a long-forgotten curse, and stories of those who had vanished without a trace. The park rangers, reluctant to delve too deep, warned her against reopening the wounds that had scarred the town for generations. Undeterred, Emily sought solace in the company of others who had faced the malevolent force within the Whispering Woods. Together, they formed a small group, united by the common thread of survival. Night after night, they delved into the mysteries that cloaked the forest, unraveling tales of ancient rituals and forbidden paths. As the group pieced together the fragments of the past, the whispers returned, echoing through the corridors of their collective consciousness. The creature, once banished to the shadows, seemed to stir once more. Ravenswood became a town gripped by a new kind of fear, an awareness that the terrors of the Whispering Woods were not easily forgotten.
Be sure to like and subscribe for more stories like this one. Comment story ideas, and I will try my best to create them.